All right, we are back. Let's do it. Now we are moving on to our dear fishy boy, Rafi. As you see, I have his tier.
Are you waiting for me to
Yes.
greet you? Then
Your card was really good.
that's my way.
Your
of
card was really
saying
good.
hello.
As y'all see, I have his golden black robe, so I'm hype about that. But I have Raphael's tear in my ear, my earring right here, some pearl earrings. I was like, you know, get into character for Raphael's card. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do this. All right, and after that is Xavier. Oh, I have yet to do the sparkling traces, but here we go. So before Silas came out, it was between, well, Zane was always number one, but then Raphael was like my second. But now it's Zane, Silas, then Raphael, then Xavier. All right, whoo. All right, let's do it, y'all. I'm excited. A summer heat wave surges into the depths of the shade provided by green trees. It's not even noon, and the street cafes are packed with tourists. Afternoon sunlight pours in through the cool glass windows, casting specks of light on the smiles of two ceramic angels.
I have everything you can think of. Dinnerware made centuries ago, glass ornaments, even manuscripts from well-known artists.
One thing about Raphael, he loves his little antique shops.
Or
True
maybe
artist.
you want to see something else, miss?
Don't mind me, I was just passing by and thought I'd take a look around. Amongst the rows of cabinets and display cases, there's no one else in the small, quaint antique shop.
Then do you just want that book in your hand?
Yes, I do want to buy it. I nod. Woo, that's a big word for Elmo. And glance at the book, and I have grabbed to cover my face. One Lemurian on a stormy night.
It's a rare book. In all my years, I've only ever seen the copy in your hand.
Mister, did you happen to see a young person around my age stop by the store?
A young person? You're the only customer I've had since I opened the shop this morning.
I see. Thank you so much. And could you please wrap this book for me?
No problem. Though, have you paid attention to the weather? It might rain today. Don't stay outside
Thanks,
for too long.
Pops. After saying goodbye to the owner of the antique shop, I push open the door and look up at the clear blue sky, and I'm somewhat confused. Rain? The weather forecast said it was going to be sunny all day today. He lied to me. The hall bell tolls in the distance for the first time in the afternoon, resounding through the air. Raphael stands at the corner of a spiral staircase, watching as the girl disappears under the blazing summer sun behind the glass door.
She seems like a good kid.
Yeah,
And she's the kind of good kid you like too.
I already checked the luggage upstairs for you. Everything should be
He's
good
like,
to go.
I don't want to hear all that right now.
I see you're trying to change the subject.
She doesn't understand me.
Aww.
She thinks she does.
I understand you, Raphael. What are you talking about? My boy's so hurt. As Cicada's frenzied chirps reach a crescendo in the afternoon, his voice fades.
I told you before that you didn't need to see me. Everything's almost packed up. I can move out tonight. But I didn't sell the house you lived in back then. I'm keeping it for you. Rest assured, you don't have to worry about anything here.
I just stopped by to see you. Don't get ahead of yourself.
So sassy.
I'll be more careful about not revealing my whereabouts. Maybe there'll be a day when I move into your neighborhood.
You can do that right now. Talia and I will take care of you.
Who is Talia?
Haven't we spent enough time together? I'd rather enjoy some time alone.
Who is Talia? Knowing what he means, Raphael pushes his lips and doesn't say a word. Purses his lips. Who is Talia?
Never mind. Is there anything else that needs to be packed?
This summer, Raphael and I went to a country locked on a peninsula, which is renowned for its literature and art. After he completed his work for an art exhibition in the capital city, we traveled south along the border for sightseeing. The final stop of our trip is a small city that encompasses the essence of the arts and literatures, but we agreed to just get ice cream. What's taking him so long? He's not even responding to my texts. And I saw Raphael walk into the antique shop. How did he vanish in the blink of an eye? Raphael has yet to respond, so I decided to sit down on a bench and flip through the book I bought on a whim. As soon as I open it, a dusty scent hits me. Each line exudes the fragrance of ancient ink. It's a good scent. Lemuria is the birthplace of human civilization and is often referred to as Mo. It is said that in the thousands of years before Lemurians vanished, they faced not one, but a series of disasters.
Mo in Lemurian means motherland.
I was about to say, who is Mo? Suddenly, a hand holding an ice cream cone appears from behind me. The index finger traces the words I just read. Is this why you named your art studio Mo Art Studio? Oh, I didn't know that.
Bingo.
Raphael walks to the front of the bench, sits down next to me, and hands me another ice cream cone. Mo, okay.
Sorry for the wait. This dessert place had a lot, and I mean a lot of ice cream flavors. I just chose my favorite for you. Try it.
He makes it seem so natural that all my doubts disappear.
Have you thought of our next destination?
The guide said there are many must-visit places, yet we're only staying here for one more day. Raphael glances at the travel guide I have on my phone.
The art museum closest to us right now has the world's famous Birth in the Oceans. Let's go there first. After the museum tour, we can head straight to the famous square by walking down this path for a bit.
He's so excited.
If you get tired of walking, we can visit a nearby bike rental to get a tandem bicycle. The theater is definitely worth visiting, but we didn't make a reservation in advance. We'll have to try our luck. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're so cute. You're just like gushing over the trip. I know you did your research ahead of time, but it doesn't seem like you're too familiar with this place.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just happened to live here before.
Huh? As he speaks, he bites into his melting ice cream cone, his nonchalant tone treating this as a trivial matter.
Since it's the last day of our trip, you should let me do the planning, you know?
Okay. I like a man that takes the lead. In this small city where tourist attractions are scattered like stars in the skies and the roads wind like a maze, cycling would be the most convenient way of getting around. Inside the bike rental, Raphael fusses over the selection of bikes for a while before pushing forward a tandem bicycle.
I figured us riding together on the streets would undoubtedly put the spotlight on us.
Let's not. We each get our own ride.
It's been a while since I rode a bike. Can't we start with something simple and ease our way into doing more difficult things?
Didn't you say something weird? Sea turtles climb trees, jellyfish are walking. With your previous experience, riding a bike won't be difficult. You have to believe in yourself. Yeah, come on, Raph. We ride our bikes onto the picturesque old bridge, admiring the ancient buildings on both sides of the street. Stepping on the pedals, Raphael is out of breath. It takes a while for him to catch up. Looks like you're holding up well, huh?
I still think that having your feet on the ground is safer. Just saying. Or we should at least ride a tandem bike together.
Sound like he's struggling. Upon arriving at our destination, we park the bikes beside a street cafe and slowly start walking around the square. When you said you lived here before, what kind of life was it?
Take this path we're walking, for example. I've walked down it for 3 years.
Isn't it lonely to live in a foreign country all by yourself?
There was someone else with me at the time. An old butler.
Where is he now? Did he part ways with you?
Yeah.
You never talked about these things. I start to feel a little anxious, but I don't know why. Sulking, I turn around and kick a pebble. It's not just that. You never really mentioned anything about your past, right?
Follow me.
Such a serious tone, Raphael. Following Raphael as he makes another turn, the street widens. An archway with statues on both sides appear at the end. Many young people carrying their painting supplies set up easels on the spot. They're focused on painting the street scenery. Oh, that's so cool. I love stuff like that.
The life I spoke of is a lot like
Raphael's someone I would
theirs.
really date in the real world,
It's not
for
as
real.
special as you imagine it to be.
Like, I love his vibe.
It was always finishing my coursework on time, visiting my favorite art exhibitions when I was free, and going to a random theater every night.
Are you saying you went to school here? He nods. As he lifts his head, I see the building, worn down by time itself, in front of us. I start to think Raphael has been honest about his experiences traveling and studying around the world. Especially in a place that's widely renowned for its art, it shouldn't be surprising.
Stop looking at me like that. You know, I learned a lot in your human
He's
world.
so cute. I just pinch your cheek.
As a matter of fact, I was the youngest student for that academic year.
Oh, sorry. During our conversation, a few students wearing flower crowns pass by, laughing and chatting as they enter a humble-looking building. Why are they wearing flower crowns?
Only students who are about to graduate wear
Aw.
those.
Did you wear one?
It's a distant memory from a very long time ago.
Aw. Are any of your teachers or friends here? Maybe we can visit them. He's about to be like, hell nah. Surprisingly, Raphael shakes his head. Yeah, son told me
can't.
he was gonna be like, fuck that. Have you not talked to them in a long time?
I'm not really into making friends at every stage of my life. Like, back then, I preferred to be alone and indulge in my own
I feel you.
thoughts.
He casually talks about his past as he leads me through the hallway lined with statues. We end up in a small garden hidden under the shade of trees.
Here, summer is long, hot, but not stifling. The air is tinged with the scent of ripe fruit. I'd be willing to spend a whole afternoon in this place just to remember the name of a flower or a bird.
Those must have been happy days. Are you happy? I'm gonna ask him if he's happy now. Are you happy?
Do I look unhappy to you?
There's nostalgia in your words, but it's different from when you're actually happy. After leaving the art academy, we continue our bike ride and go along our planned route. The road dips into a downward slope. The dry yet slightly cool summer night breeze caresses us. My thoughts drift, imagining those past he'd mentioned. What I'm trying to picture in my mind is like a fishtail slipping through my fingers. Illusions that blur, the line between reality and fantasy are left behind. So poetic. Where did Raphael go? Why hasn't he caught up yet? Becoming somewhat bored of waiting, I pull over to the side of the road, lean against the guardrail, and take out the book I bought from my bag. As we spent time together, I slowly realized something. Although Lemurians and humans look similar, their habits are vastly different. They adapted to the water pressure of the deep sea, they're used to the temperatures down there, and they don't like hot places in particular. Of course, in the eyes of a human, they're very picky about what they eat, wear, and use. I don't know why that scared me. I see a panicked figure who's on a bicycle that's moving really fast. The vision in my head of Raphael panicking down the road is funny. Raphael? But before I could say anything, there was a cacophony of clanks. The bike couldn't be stopped in time, and he tumbled into the bushes the moment we locked eyes. Brushing off the grass, clinging onto his clothes, he rubs his ankle and slowly gets up. Dazed, he looks around. For some reason, he looks somewhat lonely. He seems unhappy all of a sudden. Oh, he'd be going through it, man. I feel for Raphael. Seeing me approach, Raphael abruptly sits down on the ground, pretending to have taken a painful fall. He is so dramatic. I'm like, I saw that. I saw you stand up. Raphael says nothing. He leans back and stretches his legs out on the grass. I walk over and lie down next to him. My head rests on a warm, soft grass. Have you noticed how beautiful the sky looks from here? It's nighttime. The bright old city on the opposite bank is reflected in the murky river. Raphael and I lay on the grass next to the square, gazing at the night sky that's slowly lit up by stars, and below the night sky is the tranquil cityscape. Let me guess, lying down on the grass and enjoying the scenery was also one of your special pastimes?
Yeah, the first time I sat here, watching people come and go, I was jealous of them.
Is it because they were happier than you were back then?
The sights and sounds, and the food too, are worth taking the time to appreciate. But those people didn't even spare a second glance. The apple blossoms, lemongrass, butterflies fluttering over hilltops, and lemon yellow robin beaks. There are countless ceiling frescoes and works of art everywhere, and the small theaters have performed plays for hundreds of years. Yet because people have grown used to them always being there, they're taken for granted.
And then?
Eventually, I made myself forget about that unhappiness you mentioned. I embraced your human lifestyle.
Raphael, you're such an idiot.
Then what does that make you?
A friend of an idiot. I'm trying to say that maybe it's better if you don't trust me too much. After all, one of the survivors of your kind who is deceived by humans dissipated into sea foam.
I'm not that naive. These experiences and feelings, maybe I made them up to deceive you.
Look into my eyes. My girl channeling her inner Silas.
Why?
He absently rests his head on his arm and turns towards me. You're a merman. Did it hurt when you first learned how to walk on land? Do you feel lonely in this world that is totally different from yours? Oh, look at him getting shy. Look at his ears getting red. Why aren't you saying anything? You've been poisoned by a witch and she took your voice away? Stifling a laugh, I'm about to poke his cheek when thunder suddenly roars. Hey. Da, 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 da. Raindrops fall from dark clouds that have blackened the sky. It's actually raining. Yeah, he was right.
It's raining. Let's head inside.
Yeah, the shopkeeper wasn't playing. He from this town.
It doesn't usually rain cats and dogs around this time. It's getting worse.
Tourists try their best to shield themselves from the rain and rush into the shops lining the streets. Before I could react, Raphael pulls me into his arms. His breath reaches me. The jacket over our heads tries to fend off the rain, but it's useless. Staring at the flickering lights in the rainy night, I suddenly have the urge to take his hand and run away. Aww. Yay, we're dry. Hurrying back to our hotel, the pouring rain outside seemingly isolates us from the rest of the world. Achoo! Whew, it is so cold. Raphael leads me to the bathroom. He draws a bath, and the warm water releases comforting steam. Oh, that sounds so relaxing. Is it hard to think of an answer to my question? Oh.
I'm wondering if writing something like How to Care for a Lemurian would be easier, or would it be quicker to tell you 1,001 Lemurian stories?
Don't you know the consequences of the second option? If the ruler hears the same story again, the storyteller will be afraid he wouldn't tell me anything. I pretend to be serious and make a cutthroat gesture.
Guess who's the one that falls into a trap without realizing it?
He places his slender fingers on my shoulder and touches the damp jacket.
You can be my
Aw.
caretaker, and I can tell you 1,001
He does not want
stories.
us to leave his side. This man.
I'm okay with every choice you provide.
When his hand touches the strap inside the coat, he freezes, coughs, and then quietly pulls back his hand. Oh, quickly.
But you should take a hot bath first, or else you'll catch a cold.
Good idea. Seeing him about to walk away, I somehow managed to muster up my courage. You can't leave. You still haven't answered my question. Raphael's body stiffens. Before his hand can free itself from my grip, he stumbles and falls backward into the tub. A quietness settles into the room. The only sound that can be heard is the heavy rain outside. Yep.
Do you want me to stay?
God. He's disabled. His disabled, damp strands of hair clinging to his neck. Meanwhile, his soaked jacket is behind him, floating on the surface of the water. Soaked, he looks at me, the emotions on his eyes inscrutable. You can spare me the details, but there's something important you should tell me. How do you Lemurians express your love? Ooh.
Do you really want to know?
Yes. In the dimly lit, steam-filled space, he abruptly grabs my wrist. Raphael, you... Ah. Oh my god. Look at him. That's pretty self.
When Lemurians fall in love with someone, all our senses are committed to perceive them without question.
Your senses like this? Oh. Am I holding it? Oh.
Your way of triggering my senses has only touched the surface.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, Lord. Can you imagine? Like you're in the tub with this man and you're just doing all this? Like, this is some steamy stuff right here. Are all humans idiots?
Are all humans idiots?
Oh, not further down. Oh my god.
Someone's intentions are as clear as day.
What do you mean? You don't like it? You clearly like it. I'm black. You clearly like it.
Only because you're the one doing it.
I like this. He's so pretty. Oh. What's going on? Oh my god! The saliva!
And you're warm. I like that.
Oh, MG. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm gonna do this. Raphael, you seem different.
Will you still like me? No matter who I
Hell
become?
yeah! Hold on, keep going. Oh.
You.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's the hickey. It's the hickey for me. I need to tell you this. When humans fall in love, we try to make whatever she said.
Say so.
Whenever it gets to these points,
Join me then. Let's drown in the ocean together.
when it gets to these parts of the memories, I just cannot read. It's too distracting. That was good. That was up there with Zane. That was up there. In the depths of the night, the rain eases up. The bedside lamp casts a warm glow. I lean against the headboard, attempting to finish the book about Lemurians before the rain stops. That was steamy.
So, what's in
Boy,
that
don't
book?
nobody want to talk about nothing in this book right now. Let's get into bed. It's a fantasy story inspired by Lemuria. On a stormy night, a traveler meets a Lemurian. Enchanted by his singing voice, the traveler follows him to the seabed. The plot itself isn't really creative. What draws the reader in are those questionable rumors about Lemuria.
Like...
There's this miraculous conch of wonders at the bottom of the sea that can store sound, and they even hold a unique underwater ceremony. Raphael starts laughing as he listens, his shoulders shaking. What?
It's nothing. I'm wondering, if I actually told you stories about Lemuria, 1001 Nights wouldn't be enough for that.
If on a stormy night you do encounter a Lemurian in the ocean, could his singing voice truly enchant you and drag you down to the seabed? The book on my lap is suddenly pulled away. Seizing this chance, he leans in and takes my hand. There's mirth in his eyes.
Do you want me to tell you? Then tonight, allow me to share with you the first story.
I want to close my eyes, but he lowers his neck and kisses the palm of my hand. Aww. His moist lips then brush against my fingers, soft like whispered promise.
Our story begins with the very first sea god, long, long ago.
Aww. I slept well that night. Girl, I bet you did. In my dream, I was a traveler in a story. I heard an ethereal song on a stormy night. I leaned out from the boat and gazed into the dark waters below. If on a stormy night I encounter a Lemurian, before I even hear his song, I'll grab his wet, lonely hand. Aww. I'll embrace him, immerse myself in his warmth, and ignore all other melodies in this world. The next day, as we're getting ready to leave, Raphael and I passed the antique shop again. Weird, I just bought a book here yesterday. Now it's just a building with no one and nothing inside. Through the glass door, an empty display case casts a shadow as deep as a dark forest. Sorry.
Everything's packed up. We should get going.
Everyone always seems so relaxed here. What do they even do?
Maybe they don't do anything. They're just waiting for summer to end.
The puddles on the street reflect our faces along with the world behind us, seemingly unchanged by the coming and going of centuries. Yet as if everything will evaporate under the scorching summer heat. Speaking of which, I could have sworn I saw you walk into the shop the other day. Was I seeing things? Raphael turns and heads into the shade of the lush summer trees, pushing his bicycle along.
You were imagining things.
Interesting. This was a good card. This is a good card. This is a good one. I like this one. Yeah, that was nice. All right, y'all. So that was Omnipotent Perception, Raphael's Misty Invasions card. We have one card left to do, and that Xavier's card. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Next week we're gonna do that one, and that's it. We smashed all the homies. Raphael is so pretty. Oh my god. All right, so yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Shout out to his tier. Our poor baby.